dual swordsmen will show off their skills. Arne the Deutsch. We know our first contender. Now let's see who'll pit his strength against him. Peregrine Messer. Enjoy the duel that will soon follow.
Beautiful sword play. That victory was well deserved.
Ready? Fight! Contenders, get to it!
What the fuck was that?
My God! Through the shit!
Oh, fucking hell!
End of duel! The winner of the first duel, Henry of Skalitz. He clearly has the advantage, but will he be able to use it? We shall see.
This time, beat him up even more quickly.
Ready?
You're the toughest bloke
Fight.
around! Oh!
Such speed.
For glory!
He didn't have a chance in hell of blocking that.
Bravo! Such a spectacle.
End of duel. Careful. The deed is done. Let's move on to the art
My
of the
word.
longsword.
God bless you, sir.
I came to get my gear for the next.
Of course.
Well, as it combines the best of the others. You're quite right to look forward to these duels. In a moment, we'll see a duel between two skilled and seasoned fighters. Henry of Skalitz, welcome him once more. And surely he will face an equally brave warrior, Johann Silverfist. Who'll taste the glory and who'll feel the sting of defeat? That will soon be decided. Let your steel ring! Fight!
For glory!
Blade was stinging.
Shit! What the?
What a magnificent I'm surprised the other bloke's still standing.
What the fuck was that?
He can do with his sword.
Yeah.
True master.
Morse how over the head.
The other bloke's still standing.
You.
for yourselves which contender handles his weapon better. Johann
Are
Silverfist.
you 5 years old?
He clearly has the advantage, but will he be able to use it? We shall see. Ready? Go for it.
I feel quite hungry!
End of duel. Often the case, fortune's wheel is spinning and things are taking unexpected turns. Henry of Skulletts, who has already triumphed once today. The combatants have earned 1 win each. Now let's see which of them falters in the face of adversity. Contenders, forward!
Bad luck. I feel quite hungry! I'm all yours. Go fuck yourself.
End of duel. A second hard-earned win for this famous and truly mighty contender. Henry! Henry! And now, great fighters
Give.
ahead. Arne the Deutsch. Here we are. We'll soon know the winner of the longsword discipline. Welcome to the best swordsman of the day. Henry of Skulletts, welcome him once more. And now, he's going to face another brave warrior. May God and fortune decide. For the glory of Gutenberg, let the duel begin.
Surprise! Over the head!
End of duel. Fierce contender overpowered his opponent in the first round. Winner of the sword and shield discipline, Henry of Skulletts. It seems Lady Luck is on his side. Let's see how fickle she is today. Contenders, get to it.
Just like that.
No mercy! Ugh, like that, eh?
He's fucking
My
my word, that was some nice to have.
A joy to behold. word. True master sword.
Now for the last discipline of today's tournament. The contenders have donned their heavy armor and are ready to show off their...
I want to return.
Good. All right. It's
See you soon, my friend.
Now, we'll see a duel between two men, neither of whom is to be trifled with. Today's longsword champion... Henry of Skalitz. And which worthy opponent has Lady Fortune chosen for him? Razor Sharp Peregrine Messer. I wish both of you the best of luck and a steady arm.
Glory to Henry!
That's right. Just like that.
That's it.
Yes! Yes!
God bless. Glory!
Contenders,
Glory to
forward!
Putin,
Yes! Yes!
I feel quite hungry. Oh. So I guess.
Surprised the other bloke's still standing.
Smash him to pieces!
Hold on to it!
Ah!
Let's see where it came from.
Ah! That's your face. Ugh. Huh.
I didn't see where it came from.
Ah! For the cross! Ah!
Winning it like a drum. I didn't know that.
Lotus,
End of duel! For yourself! Which contender handles his weapon better? Razor Sharp Peregrine Messer. He clearly has the advantage, but will he be able to use it? We shall see.
Aye! Good start! One more time! Just like that!
Let your steel ring! Fight!
For glory!
That was a bloody good start!
The armor couldn't take that.
End of duel! Incredible! This courageous contender managed to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. Today's longsword champion, Henry of Skalitz. The contenders are tied. This round will decide who gets the win. Contenders, get to it.
Come give me a hug under my rug.
End of duel. A second hard-earned win for this. This day is coming to an end, and so is our tournament. But we still have time enough for the duels of our armored champions. Henry of Skalitz, welcome him once more. We know our first contender. Now let's see who'll pit his strength against him. Yokesh knows the lead.
If only I had a man
What
like
do
that.
you say? We'll now see whose skill proves to be greater.
That's it. Yes, yes.
There's no escape!
Magnificent. Shoe him.
No chance!
Not even I can do that.
Holy fuck! That's
Wanker!
what did he do?
Hit!
Like a candle.
Useless!
You got him good. I didn't see where it came from.
What did he do? He wasn't looking.
That's how you know a true master.
What a magnificent strike.
The armor couldn't take that.
What a spectacle!
Come over
I
here.
didn't see where it came from.
You're fighting like a drunk! Did I get that right?
What a magnificent strike.
Ah!
What a spectacle!
For the cross!
One good blow do.
I'm surprised the other bloke's still standing.
My, my.
I didn't see
Ah!
Like a drunk! I didn't know that was possible! Bravo!
what a magnificent strike.
For the cross!
The steel suits them! That's how you know a
You're
true
swinging it like a
master.
drunk.
You got him
Wanker!
Holy fuck! That's
I'll sort you out nicely!
He's fucking good. Even the armour couldn't that was a bloody good strike.
What a spectacle!
End of duel. Contender over. Overpowered his opponent in the first round. Henry! It seems Lady Luck is on his side. Let's see how fickle she is today. For the glory of Gutenberg, let the duel begin.
This time, beat him up even more quickly.
For glory!
what a magnificent strike!
Swing it like a frog!
Snuff him out like a candle.
I didn't know that was possible. He's handy with that thing.
I'm surprised the other bloke's still standing.
You're swinging it
Holy
like a
fuck,
frog.
that's skill. Even the armour couldn't take
I feel quite hungry!
End of duel.
Beat him
Smash him
top.
to pieces.
My old man would be proud of you.
People of Gutenberg, behold, undefeated and indomitable, nimble and strong. Those are the qualities of today's free combat champion, Henry of Skalitz. Hear ye, people of Gutenberg. This day has come to an end, and so has our tournament. But the glory of those who have excelled today will not fade with the setting sun. It will endure until they are finally overcome. God be with you, good people of Gutenberg.
excuse me.
I apologize.
Doesn't it bother you walking around here like some kind of animal?
No, it doesn't bother me. And if you don't shut your trap, I'll beat you like an animal.
My word! I'm sorry.
Glad to see you again.
You have the gall to show me your face again? I'll call the guards.
Hold your horses. I'll come in peace. Actually, I have a little offer for you.
You've come to blackmail me again?
Call it what you like. I need to get into the City Council Assembly. And I reckon you can help me.
The assembly? The one King Sigismund is supposed to attend in person?
Surely you wouldn't deny me a chance to meet the king?
Don't try that on me. This is connected with Ruthard, isn't it? And tell the truth.
Well, I just want to climb the social ladder a bit. Nothing wrong with that, is there?
And could you not choose a different occasion for that?
Have you forgotten I have you over a barrel? If you want to keep your position and your head on your shoulders, you'd better shape up.
All right, all right. Maybe we can make a deal. If I get you into the council, you'll behave appropriately and you won't betray yourself, or especially me. And that will be the end of our business together.
I must have misheard you. Our collaboration is only just beginning. Quill warrior.
Are you deaf, you impertinent pup? I repeat, I'll get you to the assembly, and there ends our business. Over and done with.
All right. Have it your way.
You can get into the council assembly relatively easily. My cook's son will be serving there. He's roughly around your age. Maybe he can be persuaded to let you stand in for him. Although, not everyone would want to give up an opportunity to serve the King of Hungary.
Who's this boy?
Franta's his name. Franta Cooldown. He's an idler and a boozer, but he's proved his worth as a waiter. Which reminds me, you'll need his letter of permission to serve in the council. Otherwise, you won't be let inside.
What will I need to work as...
Fast feet and good manners.
Excuse me?
Do you think you can serve the king in a torn shirt and...
Well, no.
Our usual waiter had a brand new livery.
Where can I find the cook's...
He's supposed to pick up his new clothes at the market today from Master Tailor Schneider. That is, if he's up and about after his boozing bout. I swear that fellow practically lives at that Tin Hen.
At the what?
That German alehouse, the Iron Eagle.
What would work on him?
Would you like me to give you a letter for him? I told you how to get to the assembly.
I'll be going then.
Just make sure.
Gutenberg. Today we had the pleasure of seeing a lot of beautiful swordplay. Some won by strength, some by agility. All of this proves beyond doubt that the honest townsfolk of Gutenberg excel in more than just craft and trade.
How can I help?
I need
And
10.
great.
Okay.
You certainly won't regret. There.
All clean and... I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention.
The customers have been singing you crazy songs. You do the best they can.
It's an occasion, eh? Here you go.
Easy, good horse.
Hey! You nearly ran into me.
Slow down!
Oh. Glad to see you again.
You have the go-
Hold you. Actually,
You've come to
call it.
the assembly. Don't. And
That's not. Have you?
all right, if I get you, and that will.
And how about a few groschen to seal our fruitful relationship?
You're worse than a horse dealer. Have it your way, then. You can get into the council assembly relatively easy. All the Frank, which other
What will?
far do you?
Well,
Are you?
work.
Is that it?
The-
That
What would?
would you?
I'll be.
Just.
Here, Mutt.
I'm sorry.
Doesn't it bother you walking around here like some kind of animal?
Pies! Sweet pies!
Quality tools! Sheet metal!
Good day to you.
You must be Fran to Cooldown.
I am. And who might you be?
I'm Henry. I heard you're supposed to serve at the City Council Assembly.
I am. What's it to you?
A fine day for some fine wares. Come and take your pick.
Supposing I took the job on for you. You can put your feet up, fill your belly, and I'll do all the work for you.
Look here. It's not like I'm all that keen on it, but it's well paid. Apart from that, it's a bit of a pain in the arse. Them councillors stuffing their faces and guzzling wine, while I run around like a bugger with pitchers so they don't run dry. Why would you want to stick your nose in there?
I just have to get in there, understand? I have an important message for the king about a plot against him.
But why would you want to get to him as a waiter?
But it could be that someone from the council is mixed up in it, so I have to be incognito. See?
I see. All right, then. To begin with, you'll need confirmation that you've worked as a waiter at the council and you're capable of serving even His Majesty. Look here. Do you have any idea what's expected of you? Can you tell different wines apart and that?
A fine day for some fine wares. Come and take your pick.
Of course. Who do you take me for?
All right. No need to get upset. Show the confirmation to the head butler. Tell him I sent you and think up some good excuse. Clear?
That makes sense.
And you'll need a waiter's livery. I had a brand new one made. I didn't get round to picking it up, so go and see Schneider in the market.
Thanks.
You'd better not. Farewell, my friend.
Juicy apples!
Die,
Yellow
broad
and red! Buy some apples!
Mugs for sale.
A fine day for some fine wares.
What do you want? Why'd you buy?
What do you have?
Thank you, and take care.
Pears!
Leatherwares! Quality straps, strong reins, fine saddles.
Last chance! Fine wares!
Mind your own business.
I better not forget about that council assembly.
What'll it be, you...
What do you have?
Why are you wasting my
Better not forget about that council assembly.
What'll it be?
Would you...
Maybe next time.
I'm sorry.
And you're in the clear.
Where did you get that new bench? Ours is all creaky. Might keep getting splinters from it.
I've got
Did
lots.
you drink away your hose? What will it be?
The finest wares, quality good.
Hose! Colourful hose! Great for jerk.
I'm sorry.
From the finest leather.
Leather water skins.
Entire
Leather
whole
water.
room. Give people an inch and they'll take a mile.
Muslin, barches, the strongest fine day for some fine wares.
All right.
Shoes here. Shoe repair. Repair while you wait.
Crackling flatbread.
Do your shopping here, and you're in the clear.
Get dressed. You can't just walk around like this.
Are you threatening me, you prick?
What? Well, I never.
Pots for sale. Strong, well-made
Iron
pots.
wares!
We've got enough to go around. Anything you need.
We're open! God be with you.
I hear one Franta cooldown is supposed to come and pick up new clothes from you.
Aye, the finest. I spent the best part of 2 weeks working on them, and damn near left my fingers on them as buttons. But it was worth it. With clothes like that, he wouldn't be ashamed to stand before the king himself.
As it happens, you hit the nail on the head. Franta asked me to pick up those.
Really?
He gave me a certificate.
I was hoping he'd try them on one last time before final adjustments.
Would you repair a few things?
Come and take a look. Quality goods.
Come back anytime, friend.
Finest fine wares.
Apples.
Oh, it's you.
Pillory for the good.
Come and take your pick.
for the
New wares.
Franta cool.
Franta's not coming.
He got poisoned. He's writhing in agony.
Oh, that's enough. All right. At least you're here. We can't be without a waiter here. So, let's have a look at you. Have you got Franta's certificate?
Sure.
Everything's in order. You've got a waiter's cap, a tunic. Hose are good. It's a good thing you've got no steel on you. You need to be light on your feet to run around tables. Everything as it should be. Do you know what your duty for an inexperienced greenhorn like?
I'm no greenhorn. I have plenty of experience. Not long ago, I poured wine for the Archbishop of Mainz.
Oh, I see. Forgive me. But allow me to give you one piece of advice. Sir Adam of Zarzhitz will be among the guests. Don't pour wine for him. Otherwise he'll get drunk and disgrace us all in front of the king. And in general, a good waiter has to be invisible, blind, and deaf.
Oh? I thought I had to keep my ears pricked.
Well, yes, but only to what anyone wants from you.
No excuses, and provide everything that anyone wants from you. Understood?
What if I make a mess of something, though?
Then I'll see to it that you won't get a job even mopping the floor in the hole in the wall. But I'm sure that's not going to happen. So, are you prepared?
I know everything I need to. I can do it.
Excellent. Put away your things here. It's easier to serve with a lighter load. You can wait in the cubbyhole for the servants.
There are the pictures of wine.
Our current Waffen
Hopefully I
arsenal
won't
is
splash
a joke.
anyone's shoes.
And on top of that, the army was requisitioning from it. Should the town reserve have worse weapons than any Räuber in the domain?
What are you getting at, Eldris?
I'm
there,
saying
lad,
that the bandits
a cup
who
of red,
freed Hinnick,
and don't
the
you
Dry
skimp on
Devil,
me.
used that thing. That Hackenbücher. Hand cannon. Can you believe it? Where did they get them?
Thank you, waiter.
You're the one who should know where they got them, since you're a gunsmith.
What are you implying, Friedrich? All I'm saying is that they had them, Herrgott. It is eine Schande when outlaws have better weapons than the city garrison. And Herr König surely knows this too.
What is it, Eldris? You smell a deal?
What I smell is that your stubborn heads do not realize
Hey,
what
waiter,
Schwierigkeiten
pour me
this
some
is.
monastery wine.
The Dry Devil is running free. There are Raubritter everywhere in the region. We have the army bearing
That's not a
down,
good
and
idea,
you
sir.
want to
This is
defend
unbelievable.
yourselves with a few rusty halberds.
And who is it you want to fight, exactly? The merciful King Sigismund is providing us with protection, isn't he?
It's not that long ago that some bandits burned down Bohunovitz. Nobody dealt with them, or as far as I
Tokai,
know,
and a
even
full cup.
started investigating. The König has his own concerns at home, and one day he will withdraw his army.
Quiet! The king may turn up at any moment. What
I
have he heard
apologise,
you?
sir.
What then?
Which wine?
We're
you
sitting atop
colorblind?
the biggest
White.
silver heap in the kingdom, and we're supposed to defend it with brooms?
You're right, Eldris. But where can we get the coin for better equipment?
We can
Sir?
always confiscate the property of the king's enemies, nicht wahr?
We are more than familiar with the jämmerlich state of our armory. And the king is surely aware of it as well. Maybe if he waived some of the taxes?
The king fears that this town will rise against him. He'll take the arming of the city's militia as a preparation for war.
So you suggest we just wait with arms crossed for the Raubritter to wreak havoc all around?
We can always ask the king to bring order to the realm with his army.
But then the Dörfler will rise up.
I'm afraid I see no solution of the current situation. We shall wait and see what His Majesty thinks about the matter. Maybe we can change his mind. Vielleicht?
I'd like to report to the Honorable Council on the cleanliness of the city and the state of the public baths.
You mean baths or brothels?
Isn't it the same thing?
I fancy
So
some
the
Tokai.
cleanliness of the city
Refill,
is
boy.
not what it should be. The current baths in the city fall far short of covering all the citizens' needs.
You're right, Jerome. But a woman
I'd
named
like to
Betty has
oblige,
showed up
but
in Hopbrink
I'm not allowed.
to repair
This
the
is
baths that used to be
unbelievable.
there.
She's a protege of Marish.
A word.
Her efforts are commendable, but I don't think she will succeed.
More wine,
Takes a
Master
firm
Bailiff.
hand.
I have enough
Soft,
wine.
feminine.
Come closer.
A moment ago, you were complaining there weren't enough.
I need something from you. There is an item in my study that I confiscated from a female thief. She thought she could wriggle out of it by telling me who the item belongs to.
And what is it?
A silver goblet. She sneaked into Sir Ulrich's house and stole it. No one's noticed the theft yet. But if Ulrich finds out, he'll turn the city upside down to find the culprit. Go and get it. And don't you make a mess there, understand?
Where can I find this goblet?
Use your eye and come right back.
people died needlessly.
Are you questioning God's plan? The Black Death had nothing to do with the baths, unless the Lord wishes to punish the wickedness that's going on in there.
Keeping the city clean is important, but we don't have money to spare. Arguing about who is going to wash where and how is a waste of time.
It's only a waste of time because we're always arguing about the same thing.
Not at all.
Nice.
If you finally admit that
Whose
it's a
silver
trifle,
might this
we
be?
wouldn't have to keep coming back to it.
A trifle? Do you... ever walk the streets here? Sewage, rats, slop, and rubbish. The least we can do for the city.
So, did you find it?
What nonsense!
I did,
Next,
Master Bailiff.
you'll want me to serve wine
Here
to
it is.
everyone for free.
Not so loud. Show it here. That's it. And now go back to your job.
Would be free.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Gentlemen, let's agree to disagree. What if the king heard us?
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way, at least until His Majesty
Waiter,
honors
pour
us with
me
his
red
visit.
wine.
And as we know, Gunslin absolutely hates him.
He can hate all he wants, as long as he does no damage. Ulrich, what have you got to say about it?
Me? Well, I'm not sure
Well,
what
thank
saying.
the Lord. I'm speaking about the Rutard incident. You were there, weren't you?
Oh, that. Just a small misunderstanding. We've sorted it out and everything's settled.
My ears must be deceiving me. Are you defending Rutard? Besides, if his men attacked yours, as I've heard, then we have a good reason to punish him.
What happened there? Leave nothing out.
I don't like Rutard, true, but in this case it really was nothing.
Everyone in the city
Sir?
gossiped about it. I heard there were several dead.
Did you? That's grossly exaggerated. I don't think Rutard will cause any trouble. He is sensible enough not to
Hey,
draw
waiter,
attention to
pour me some
himself
tobacco.
while the king is here.
That's true. Because if we don't do something about him, the king himself will put an end to him, and soon.
Unless he puts an end to us first.
I apologize, sir.
Knows what he
Which
wants
wine?
to tell us.
If nothing happened, there's
Are you
no
deaf?
point in dwelling on it. Let's
Good,
move
sir.
on.
I'm sorry, Andreas, but I wouldn't brush it off so quickly.
Well, thank
Why
you.
do I have the feeling you're not telling us the whole truth, Ulrich?
Are you accusing me of lying?
Those are strong words, my friend. Nobody said anything like that, did they?
Then why doesn't he tell us what really happened,
I'm not keeping anything from you, but there's little truth to the rumors circulating around the town. Yes, Rutard and I had a little disagreement, but we ended it quickly because his daughter wanted to get involved. I didn't want to expose the girl to any unpleasant sights.
So Rutard is hiding behind his own daughter's skirts?
As if it wasn't enough that he sent his son to die defending the city.
All right. If we really don't have anything new to say, let's turn the page.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only barbaric, but also illegal. If we tolerate this, the rabble in the city will go wild and do whatever they want. I suspect the gentleman from the city's sword-fighting school brought this custom to us. It's now run by the
I'd
German
like some
Menhard.
monastery wine.
Who knows who
Refill
that-
my cup, boy.
Don't be ridiculous, Forsucker. You act like you've never been in a fight yourself.
Sir?
And to accuse a swordsmaster without a shred of proof.
Don't hang around me.
We're not
Vanish,
some
you hear me?
fishwives in the marketplace.
So you will just leave it be?
Proven offences are punished by the bailiff.
Hey,
and that's that.
A word.
There are more pressing matters to deal
I
with.
apologize.
More pressing than the open contempt
Everything
of
in
the
order?
whole town
Not quite.
garrison. The
But I think you
guards are
might be able to
apparently
help
settling
me.
accounts.
What can I help you with, sir?
I left my gloves in the chapel. I took them off to pray, but then I rushed here and forgot to take them. I can't just get up and walk out now. But if you disappear for a little while...
All right. I'll get them.
I knew I could count on you. While you're at it, count how many because I'm bored.
Throw dirt on our work?
If I threw out everyone who complains over a beer, I'd soon be out of customers.
Ah, to hell with it. We'll never get anywhere like this. Why waste our...
So, let's...
I found your gloves, sir.
Really? And did you count those winged figures?
I counted 32, sir.
That many? It seems a few more angels must have descended from heaven. For a royal waiter, you don't have much of a knack.
And there's the eternal dispute over the cathedrals. The building of the church is dragging on, and in the meantime, they are calling diocesan pilgrimages to settlers. Right under our noses.
You there, lads!
Just a village with a
cup of
monastery.
bread.
And they are going to Mockeroy mining city. Why can't we build faster? Hire more craftsmen, start with night shifts.
Haven't you noticed there's a war going on? Are the experts from far off supposed to work
About
the city
time.
under siege?
Besides, I get the feeling there's something other than the welfare of the city behind your complaints.
Oh, you do? Do you? And what would that be?
Like, for instance, that you'd like to have your own altar there?
Hey,
So
boy!
what if I would?
Full cup
Hold
of
your
monastery
horses,
wine.
gentlemen. That space in the side nave is mine.
When hell freezes over, mein Freund, your place is at least 2 steps behind mine.
A swordsmith dares to insult me? Ha! I
Good.
think not.
Now run along.
Excuse me? You wanted to buy yourself an altar in the cathedral, just like you bought yourself a seat in this council.
How dare you? I acquired my seat for the services our guild provided and still provides to the
full cup
crown.
of monastery wine.
I hope you're not supplying equipment to the army. If that's all they have, they would be defeated by that bunch of ne'er-do-wells from the alehouse on Opbrink.
What ne'er-do-wells?
Those wrestlers of theirs, of course. People from the whole town go to
Thank you,
them for.
waiter.
Oh, this is news to me.
Because it has all been sorted out. Not long ago, the guards raided and threw them all out.
Ah, yes, I had forgotten. What do we have to discuss next?
I'm telling you, something is being planned.
Oh, I doubt it. No one's going to tackle Rootard.
Azonal Tücek Össe, Elegiop Katonaikat, ich Kelkinek Utra.
You have nothing to fear. Not you.
And like this plan of false!
Come now, Father. Put a little life into your dying. Seen more cheerful priests at funerals.
I'd rather be at one than here. I hoped I'd never see this fortress again in my life.
Unpleasant memories?
You have no idea. I didn't part ways with my father on entirely good terms. 20 years ago.
And now you're 2 decades older and wiser. At your Ujit's parish, you spread the word of God to your flock, and you saved my neck and Henry's too. I'd say your father should be proud of you.
None of that matters a damn to him.
Who knows? Maybe that 20 years has changed a thing or two.
You know what? Let's drop the subject. Do you know any of the guests?
Most of them I'm seeing for the first time in my life. We've had bandits, nobles, burghers, a priest, and even a rabbi coming together here. It's like the start of some joke.
Wait a moment. Rabbi, you say? The Kuttenberg rabbi?
Yeah. He came with a retinue. But for now, they're keeping mostly to themselves. Maybe you should go and welcome some of them. After all, this used to be your home. And you're a spiritual man too, so...
I wouldn't be too sure. Who's that French fellow you brought here from Malashov?
The great Baron Brabant. Been everywhere, knows everything, and has the keys to half the kingdom. He's got more fairy tales than my old nanny.
Can he be trusted?
He's a blabbermouth, but a harmless one. Besides, he defended Kuttenberg, and you know how that went. If he were on Sigismund's side, he'd hardly have been locked up with me.
How does it feel to breathe free air again?
What can I say? You can never truly appreciate freedom until someone locks you up for a while.
Or until you become a priest.
No fear of that in my case. I intend to enjoy life to the full. Wine, women, and song.
What do you plan to do now you're a free man again?
What do you think? Get drunk, woo one of the local wenches, and wake up in the morning with no hose and a head like a church bell.
Have you perchance forgotten we're supposed to be deciding the future of the kingdom here?
I'll leave that to the older and wiser. And Donna.
Dear me. I'd rather creep off into some corner with a full wineskin. But I suppose I'll have to introduce myself to the rest of the guests, eh?
Indeed you should. After all, you are one of the lords of Rabosh.
Oh, don't start with that. I'd like to steer clear of the old man as long as I can.
In that case, you should sound out Radzig and Hanush and find out what they're actually planning.
Schön, dich zu sehen.
Jesus Christ be praised.
I'm glad you finally accepted.
Good health to you, sir. I'm Godwin, a friend of that lad you arrived with, Henry. We don't know each other.
Baron Vauquelin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo. The last of my line. I am a warrior, a traveler, a strategist, and also, à ma manière, a poet.
My word. Isn't that exhausting?
Mais non! And I'm glad to meet a new friend.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Baron. I knew right away we'd hit it off. How did you end up imprisoned in Malashov?
Ah, c'est une histoire compliquée. It was after I heroically led the defense of Gothenburg, and only lost it narrowly by an unfortunate turn of events.
That needs some explanation. What unfortunate turn of events?
Oh, misère. It is clear you have never been to war.
You're quite mistaken, Monsieur Baron. I have.
Ah, je suis désolé. This Bohemia is a strange land. I have seen farmhands, children, and even women fighting. But the clergy? Sainte Mère, do tell me about it. No doubt you fought on the side of truth and honor.
My last big battle was in Kosovo.
I've heard of this battle. Many great men fell there.
Aye. And it was there I decided it was nothing for me. So I settled down in the presbytery in Ujits.
Then, what are you doing here at a meeting of opponents of the crown?
Ah, the Lord moves in mysterious ways. How come almost nobody here knows you?
I am operating, as they say. Incognito. My great benefit is my strong connection with the French court. There, everyone knows my name. Here in Bohemia, I'm still building my reputation, slowly, but surely.
Where have you been on your travels?
But of course! I was born by the sea. If you are interested in my greatest journeys, then I have traveled with a merchant caravan all the way to the Ottoman Empire. And if you are interested in my greatest deed, then that was perhaps saving the life of the King of France.
And you wouldn't by any chance know the Pope, personally?
Which one do you mean? I spoke briefly with Boniface IX when I was sojourning in Rome. A pleasant fellow.
Greetings to you, friend. Mark my words, they'll be at each other's throats before dinner.
What else would you expect? It's a matter of property and life or death. Warring against the King of Hungary is quite a different matter than riding out.
Such rare guests. One wouldn't expect to find among Christians representatives of your... I'm Godwin.
Peace be with you. Neither would one expect a priest here. And yet...
How do you know I'm a priest?
It's not difficult to tell. After all, we have much in common. And we are both a little on unfamiliar ground here. I'm Yehuda, leader of the rabbinical court in the sacred community of Gutenberg. And this is Samuel, my aide.
Who would rather not be here at all. Why did we have to come here, Sadie? Can you not see everyone is staring at us?
Because we all need to help each other in this time of need. And why would they not stare when you are frowning so?
Are you here to arrange some trade?
We have more serious matters to attend to here than gaining a few groschen. The situation in the town and the kingdom is unsustainable. The whole land is on the brink of destruction. You have men and weapons. We have the means to sustain them.
Why are you telling this to a Koimer? You wanted to deliver what we brought to the Margrave and quickly leave.
Everything in good time, Samuel. We have just arrived, after all.
Did you come to lend money to the lords?
Not to lend, but to give. Help given to the needy is repaid only by God.
You don't even know if you can trust them. With that money, we could have paid mercenaries ourselves.
You remind me of my young friend Henry. He's a bit of a hothead too.
Henry? That messenger of Radzik Copula?
You know each other. You're both around the same age.
That would be him. But we did not get off to a very good start.
Henry's done a few things I'd like to give him a slap or two for. But like they say, to err is human. For a young stripling, he's been through plenty. It's not so long since his parents were killed in Skalitz. He was supposed to become a blacksmith, and instead, he's roaming the world, risking his neck at every turn.
Wait, a blacksmith, you say? From Skalitz?
Aye, that's right. Did you know anyone there?
I knew of someone. A blacksmith by the name of Martin.
My daughter knew him most, and that is why Samuel is in this world. For our numerous sins.
Maybe he was my father, but he certainly didn't act like one. Ma raised me on her own.
And that was all for the best.
Why? He should have taken care of me, but instead he fathered another bastard.
Don't make hasty judgments. As far as I know, Martin didn't have any other children. At least, none of his own. He took in Henry, and raised him as his own, on the orders of the Lord of Skalitz, Sir Radzik Copula, Henry's real father.
I don't care if he took care of 20 other mamsas.
That boy's blood father denied him, just like yours did to you.
A person can't choose their parents. And Henry only found out about it recently.
Enough. I'd rather have a drink. Will you have one too, Zayde?
For that, there will be more suitable times.
Excuse me. I'd better not...
Dear friends and allies, in these troublesome times, you all know why we're here. The question remains, what to do next? Sigismund is facing troubles in Hungary, and here, too, he is up against resistance. He's a capable strategist, but a poor diplomat. Mark my words. If we wait him out until winter, he will leave of his own accord.
By winter, he'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess.
Are we seriously gonna wait and cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame? A few well-planned raids and we could have him in our fists!
At what price? Have you got men to spare? Has any of you got men and money to spare?
We don't have men out there.
Yes, we do.
We do not.
Jobst is right. That whole sun won't fall easily.
Only we can't wait.
Are we to get ourselves killed?
Or end with nothing?
Do you have news? I'm not going to die.
Friends, we'll get nowhere like this. Let's adjourn ourselves and try to think it through.
Well, that went just as expected. Good health.
And to yours. Could it have gone any other way when there's so many of us here?
I would have expected a bit more sense from Jobst, of all people. He made an amateur's mistake. But it's hard to be angry with him when he's trying to ingratiate himself with everyone. By the way, I'm John of Liechtenstein. And you must be Godwin, the son of...
That's not a thing I've ever boasted of. How do you know that?
I have my sources. From what I've heard about you, I'd judge you could be quite useful to me at today's gathering.
Is that so?
Indeed. And that's why I'd like to ask something of you.
It depends what it's all about.
A little delicate diplomacy. I expect we can agree that Jobst's plan has certain shortcomings.
That's a weak word.
And the way it stands at the moment, he'll never get the support of the council. But I have an idea how to change that.
Well, I'm curious how you hope to shut Zizka up and satisfy the ones who want peace.
We'll sit and wait quietly until Sigismund withdraws of his own volition, as Jobst proposes, but we'll be waiting in the military camp of our huge new army.
When Sigismund sees that, he'll be off to Hungary all the sooner. At a gallop.
Exactly. Sigismund's army is demoralized and weakened. And besides, he's running out of resources. He's able to tackle fortresses that aren't able to defend themselves, but he won't engage an equal force on the battlefield.
But he can't retreat either. That would be a disgrace.
And that's exactly why we'll wait until he's called back to Hungary by events there. For the plan to work, we need allies, their money and their determination. We've already set the ground for it. We just need negotiators who will push the right people in the right direction.
Are you saying you set everything in motion even before Jobst?
More like in parallel, but without his knowledge. If we find support and make it look like the whole thing was his idea, we'll all win.
Why are you doing all this anyway?
Because I want to put a stop to the senseless deaths, and also because I'm happier with Wenceslas on the Bohemian throne.
You've got an interesting way of approaching things.
You're certainly not the first to tell me that. I take it as a compliment.
I'll help you. What exactly should I do?
I'll give you 3 names. Botchek of Kunstadt, Hamann Alder, and Anna of Waldstein. If you can get those 3 on our side, we've won the day. Meanwhile, I'll take care of Jobst.
What if it doesn't work?
I refuse to even consider that outcome, because it would mean slow but certain defeat for all of us.
Why me, of all people?
Because you've got a head on your shoulders. You know how to talk, and you're not just out for your own good. You and your friend Henry are similar in that respect. That's why I know I can count on you both. There aren't many like you two left.
Tell me a bit more about those people, so I know who I'm dealing with.
Certainly. Who do you want to start with?
Botchek of Kunstadt. I know the name, but I can't quite place him.
That's just the thing. He's got massive estates, great influence, but he holds back. He doesn't play the big game, because he doesn't like to take risks. He always goes for the sure thing. But once he's made his mind up, not even a pair of oxen will hold him back.
Alder the Alderman. Wasn't he a Kuttenberg councillor?
He still is. The only one who retained his position after the city was taken. Only he's here, instead of cozying up with Sigismund in Kuttenberg. So his days in the council are numbered. But he'll continue to have a strong influence on the guilds and the rich burghers. And that's why we need him.
Anna of Waldstein. The widow of that rich mine owner. What was his name?
Wenzel Bartosz. And I'm not surprised you forgot.
I was quite surprised to see her here. Assemblies like this are more of a
male affair? So far, Godwin, so far. Anna is holding back and behaving like an exemplary young widow. But don't trust appearances. She's got claws, she knows how to do her sums, and she certainly has no love lost for Sigismund.
And what use can she be to us? Apart from her late husband's money, of course.
She's as sharp as they come when it comes to trade. And she knows a thing or two about diplomacy. There are wicked tongues that claim Bartosz acquired most of his wealth thanks to her, and that it was thanks to her that he died, too.
I'll get on it.
I wish us both luck. Before the day is over, the die will be cast.
I'd rather discuss those alliances sober.
I'll tell you, nobody has the likes of police.
Not even Bocek?
Not even Bocek. And he's a great lord.
That's hard to believe.
My way is going.
I'd like to check your horses out and see if they're as good as you say.
Pah, even better. But you won't believe it until you see for yourself.
And you might not believe your eyes when you do see them. Well, well, we have a new guest.
I wanted to...
You wanted to apologize for crashing into my home without a by your leave. Or to arrest my guests some more?
I want to have a word with Older.
Well, I'm having a word with you.
I apologize, Father.
For interrupting our conversation? Or just for being you?
Is that your...
Unfortunately. Speak up, then. What are you doing here?
I came with a delegation from Sir Hanush of Lipa.
Is this a joke?
Why so strict, Martin?
20 years ago, he was nothing but a cheeky brat, only interested in wenches and booze. I got him a place at the Archbishopry to have some sense beaten into his head. Only it wasn't long before they kicked him out. And then I find out he's settled in some backwater parish in Sassau. But he took his boozing and whoring along with him, lost everything, and then came creeping home again. Huh?
Try saying it again a little louder. They might not have heard you in the outer courtyard.
You have the impertinence to show me your face after the way you disgraced our whole family?
You're exaggerating, like you've always done.
Me? Exaggerating? You're the one who turned my home into a house of ill repute. Your whores wandering around as if they owned the place.
Oh, actually, anything fun was strictly banned under your roof. But maybe you ought to try it yourself sometime. Then maybe you wouldn't be such a bitter old grouch.
You're dishonoring your host.
I can't dishonor someone who has no honor. If you had any, you'd be...
That's enough.
Christopher.
You won't get away with those insults. I challenge you to a duel.
We've never met, and we have no cause to be enemies. Take back your challenge, and we'll sort things out peacefully.
You've got no other option. You insulted Father's honor.
Gentlemen, surely there's no need for violence. I can have a word in private with Lord Odorin, the second, as he desires, and then...
Out of the question. This uncouth lout needs a lesson, and he's got plenty to learn from Christopher. By God's grace, I have at least one son I can be proud of.
You want satisfaction? You'll get nothing but shame, as always. Suit yourself, then. We'll fight. Come to the outer courtyard, but quietly. We don't have to put on a show for the crowd.
After you.
Well, that's that. Now, where were we?
Shouldn't we rather...
No, Christopher will sort it out, you'll see.
Make room for us. We'll just settle a very private matter. It's an honorable duel, man against man. Stay back.
What's wrong with your legs?
Fucking hell!
Did they teach you that in the seminary?
Just like in Kosovo. Charge and no mercy!
You want to try me?
Smile, you fuck! While you've still got
That was
teeth.
sneaky. Sacre. You're fast.
It's in my eyes, not at my sword.
They teach you that in the seminary?
Forgive me, Lord, for what
That
I
was
do.
sneaky.
Aim with your whole arm, not just your wrist. I might be old, but I'm not written off.
Sacre. You're fast.
Smile, you fuck, while you've still got teeth. Lift arm lower.
Show your stuff.
Forgive me, Lord, for what I do.
That was sneaky.
Take that! You want to try me?
Cover your right side. You've got a gap there I can drive a cart through. You don't know which end of that thing is up.
Not bad for a priest.
No, you don't.
Stand
Enough.
firm. Otherwise, the
That will
first
do.
strike will put you on your arse.
My God. Where did you learn to wield a sword like that? Father always said you were a good-for-nothing boozer. But you could teach sword fighting in a school.
I was in a war. Right after they kicked me out of the archbishopric. And you ought to know yourself. Not all the faults that Father sees are real.
Aye. Well, I apologize for going off like that. I had to, so that...
So Father would be satisfied. I know. Only he'll never be satisfied. The sooner you realize that, the better.
I thought he was the way he was because his first son let him down. And he hoped at least his second would become something.
Not at all. I remember him the same since I was a nipper. When I was 6 years old, I fell off a horse and broke my leg. He wouldn't talk to me for a week because I'd let him down.
The first time he took me hunting, he let me starve for 3 days until I was able to shoot my first hare.
Only 3 days. He got soft.
I always wondered who you were. There was never much talk about you at home.
Look, I really did fuck up everything I could. I brawled and boozed until they threw me out of my own parish. But now, I have a chance to put things to rights a little.
And that's why you want to talk to Alder.
Aye. The outcome of this war depends on it.
That sounds very important, considering you and Alder are both pretty small players. After your encounter with Father, it won't be easy to get to Alder. Actually, I don't think you should even attempt it. Unless you want to anger Father even more.
What else can I do, though?
I'll talk to him myself. He'll hear me out for sure. But you'll have to trust me and tell me what it's all about.
All right, then. It's a nice idea, but we can't wait around without an army to back us up.
Only no one's going to pay for one, because that would be an outright admission of rebelling against Sigismund.
Alder's got some clout with the councillors and burghers who are loyal to Sigismund. If he agrees, they'll follow.
I expect Alder's not the only one you're after.
You got that right.
Leave Alder to me. The plan sounds sensible, and he's no fool.
I don't know how to thank you.
You can drag me to a tavern sometime. Pa doesn't need to know about it.
You're starting to sound like a brother.
Godwin, we didn't have much time for conversation on the way here. Let's rectify that.
With pleasure, sir. As it happens, there's something I'd like to ask you. Where did you leave Sir Divish? Surely he's not too old to miss out on such an event.
Haven't you heard? Lady Stephanie is with child. No one even imagined Divish would produce an heir at his age.
As they say, doesn't matter who kneaded the dough, as long as there's a pie in the oven.
Godwin.
Well, it could be a miracle. Praise the Lord. I couldn't help but notice your son has a bit of a talent for getting into trouble.
To put it mildly, but not to do him an injustice, knowing young Lord Capon, he undoubtedly contributed to that more than a little. Although, if they didn't pull each other out of trouble, God knows where they'd be now.
Wise words. Still, Henry's come a long way on a thorny path. I trust you're rightfully proud of him.
You know, I am. And Martin would also be glad, even though Henry chose a different path than he.
May God grant him eternal rest. What are you expecting from today's gathering, my lord?
Well, I have no great expectations. But, all going well, we may be able to establish some joint steps towards the future. As long as we proceed without prior agreement and mutual support, we will be very unlikely to achieve any progress.
Sir Bocek, I need to speak with you for a moment.
A man hardly puts his cup to his lips and someone comes along to put a flea in his ear. Yobs comes up with a plan as full of holes as a beggar's shoes, and now you're all jostling to win me over for him.
On the contrary, I've come here with an idea how to improve it.
Does that improvement include a few thousand men-at-arms? If not, you can go to the devil with it.
A few thousand men-at-arms as a convincing argument. And 100 horsemen on top. Only in order to get them, we need coin.
You've got my attention, but not my money yet.
How can I persuade you?
I need guarantees of security. I don't want to end up like Rutard.
Of course. Once it comes to protecting property, ideals go out the window.
You can talk, since you haven't got a pot to piss in yourself. If you were in my position, you'd think differently. I have a lot of property, lots of subjects to look after, and along with that, the Lord blessed me with a large family. I can't risk it all in a conflict with Sigismund.
So you need guarantees that you won't be left standing in the cold if you openly oppose Sigismund.
My guarantee is called Yitka. She's my niece. If I succeeded in marrying her off to another strong house, I'll have the certainty that I won't be left alone.
Maybe it's enough to find a suitable groom among the allies.
Perhaps someone of suitable standing who Yitka would also gladly accept. I don't want her to be unhappy.
How about young Lord Capon?
He's a youngster still.
young, he's handsome, women are fighting over him. Yitka will like him, and he'll give her a whole bunch of children.
And to half the wenches in his domain, too, eh? On the other hand, the lords of Lipa have a good reputation, and Harish can always be relied on, despite his temper. Maybe it's not such a bad idea.
I'll convey your offer to Lord Capon. If he agrees, we can celebrate our lives.
I don't care what the young lord thinks. If he agrees, I'll be happy to support you.
Pushing a friend to tie the knot to save the kingdom. Things have come to a pretty pass.
The kingdom will not forget his sacrifice. Now stop dilly-dallying and...
Take a look at that.
Sir Hanush, I bring happy tidings.
You do? Let's hear it then.
Young Lord Capon is going to get married.
If he's got some impoverished noble's daughter pregnant, I'll have his hide. I'm not going to support some bastard.
You misunderstood my meaning. I was the one who arranged the betrothal. I mean, with your blessing.
You arranged a marriage for my ward? Just like that? With who?
With the niece of Sir Butchek, Lord of Kunstadt. Her name's Yitka.
Butchek of Kunstadt? The Butchek of Kunstadt? Godwin, you conniving old bastard!
Oh, fuck.
I don't believe it. So, young Hans is to marry Kunstadt's daughter?
Niece.
If you're serious, I'll make sure that you get the Rattay parish.
Or you could make me the abbot of Sassa. Or what about a bishopric?
Forget it. Soon I'll be paying for a wedding. Not a word to Hans. I want to tell him myself. But let's drink to it, shall we?
Cheers!
Cheers to you, and to your parleying skills.
I mean, who the hell does he think he is? He's not the one with the itchy prick.
Your Grace, may I disturb you for a moment?
Certainly.
Godwin, I came with the lords from Rattay.
Ah, now I remember. Forgive me, there are many guests, and I only have one head.
Lord Liechtenstein asked me for help. But if you'll allow me, sir, I'd like to ask you a few questions, so I'm clear about what I can do to help.
Indeed. And what would you like to know?
Your plan, if I may be so bold, has a few gaping holes. Sigismund may attack anywhere and any time. And we